portray, I guess, my look and feel. And here's, I'm just going to go through a couple of images here of things in that theme. And I'm going to go just a little bit quick because we have an hour and a lot of stuff to go through. These images were for a world called Dark Age, and it was sort of a futuristic, feudal world. This painting is proof that whenever you're doing a painting, you're a little bit stuck. Always put an eyeball in somebody's hand, and it's instantly cool. You look at this painting, you look at the end and go, cool. So this is a good story. When I was at TSR, Lake Geneva, Wisconsin is isolated, and homophobia runs fairly rampant in some isolated areas. So I'm doing this painting for Dark Sun, and usually we do a painting that goes downstairs for approval, and this went downstairs, and it didn't come back up. And just so you know, management there was not creative-driven management. It was very much management that came from making money, and they never understood what we were doing in the art department. But the painting went down and didn't come back up. We were like, uh-oh, what's wrong? Where are they going to make me change? And about a day later, it comes back, and they tell me my elf looks gay. So I posed for the elf. And I might be effeminate, but I'm not gay. But nothing's wrong with a gay elf. I mean, maybe this elf is gay, but as long as he can kick your ass, it's okay. So anyway, they didn't publish it. They gave it back to me. And when I did my personal Dark Age world, I took him and teched him up. And my gay elf is very happy to be in Dark Age. This is just an example of, it's fun to take other people's properties, and if the art director will give you the freedom to do your own interpretation. This was Lady Death and Evil Ernie, and it was fun to give it more of a classic spin. This was for Dragon Magazine. And Dragon Magazine had one, they let you do whatever you want, but they had one criteria you had to hit. You had to have a dragon in the painting somewhere. I didn't want to paint dragons. I'm not a big dragon painter. So I want to paint floating vampires. But if you look closely at the stones, you can see the dragons carved into the stones. This is I went to the Tate Museum in England and saw the Pre-Raphaelites and the Waterhouse paintings. Fell in love with them. I love those guys because they would always do a beautiful painting, a beautiful woman floating in the water, and you go, gosh, that's gorgeous. And you look closer, and you realize she's dead. And it's always that mix of the beauty and the darkness that attracts me. I did this painting, and my mother-in-law walked into, saw this painting, she goes, Brom, oh, you finally did a pretty painting. I didn't have the nerve to show her, when you look closer, the little skulls in the water, in fact, the lady's chained to the rock. Oh, that was a dragon cover, by the way, also. Can you find the dragon?
Heart in the heart.
Out in the heart, yes. This is an interesting story. I was approached to do a series of witches. It was a portfolio. I had an unfortunate title of Tombstone Girls, which I just think of westerns, but any opportunity to do sexy witches I was very happy about. The way I work, sometimes I use photographs, sometimes I don't, but when I use a lot of female anatomy, unlike monsters where you can distort and get away with all kinds of things, it is a very, very, the aesthetic to it you have to get right. In which case, I often will go down to the local bump and grind establishment. And as funny as that sounds, going to strip clubs is a great place to get models because there used to be a naked. You can preview the merchandise, don't you get ahead of time. You know, you try that with neighbors, and number one, they look at you very strange. And you never know what you're going to get. My wife is also an artist, and up to this time, she's never really had a problem with models or nudity or anything like that. But for some reason, she was very, very upset about this photo shoot, this series. I don't know why. I'm bringing strippers home. I have no idea. But this goes on for about a week of us sort of a lot of tension, and it finally breaks down to an argument. And then she starts crying. And I'm like, oh, middle of the way, crying. And she goes, I want to be a Tombstone girl too. And up to that time, this is hers, turned out to be one of the favorite ones of the series. And my defense, though, up until that time, I'd really done much more barbarian women and that sort of thing. And she lent herself very much more to the Gothic aesthetic. So after that, we were happy again for a while.